Welcome back to Storytime with Sean. It's always best to try to be good to people, because if you're not, someday they may come for their payback. Story 1 from Prorevenge is titled, I Blew Up a Romance Scammer's Life. I blew up a romance scammer's life. This one is fresh and still unfolding, but it's already hit an explosive level, some details intentionally vague. Context: I'm a woman in my 30s with a reasonably good corporate type job in a field with lots of room for growth, and I am recently back in the dating scene after a decade. I'm a kind of would-be a sin if she lost 30 pounds looking girl. Beautiful face, if a bit chubby, but I never have issues getting a date. I'm not well off, but stable and have lots of spending money. I live in a large multicultural city, and my ex was an immigrant, so I'm open to dating people of any origin. What happened? A few weeks ago, I met a very charming man from a Latin American country, only a couple years younger than me. He seemed very sweet, cuddly, intelligent, family-oriented, emotionally available, educated, and in a good profession back in his home country, and had a lot in common with me. Chemistry seemed amazing inside and outside the bedroom. Didn't need to know that. He was honest that he was in my country on a tourist visa but hoping to stay. I made it clear I wouldn't be able to help him with that, but we'd have a summer fling while he was here. If he managed to stay or come back, then we would consider a real relationship. Then the other shoe dropped. A couple of weeks and 4 dates in, during a text conversation about my work, he asked me to be his sugar mommy. Initially, I laughed and assumed it was a joke. He kept pushing and clearly said it wasn't. Of course, feeling insulted by this, I went off on him. He maintained it as a serious ask until I hit a nerve with my complaints about how embarrassed he should be to ask me that. Then he got angry and insulted me for thinking he was serious about it. No apology for being hurtful to me. Obviously, what I did next was take screenshots and cry about it to my closest friends. I was hurt that I was fooled into thinking he liked me and that he thought I needed to pay for a man. My friends started the fuse of what happened next. One of my friends started snooping more on his online presence. Together we found about 6 Instagram accounts that were him, using different variations of his name and different photos of himself, all uploaded in batches. On Facebook, a similar pattern. All very scammy and suspicious looking. He'd been foolish enough on one of his profiles to follow and tag the employer that he was working for illegally on his tourist visa in my country. So I contacted another close friend in a local law enforcement agency that works in immigration. She looked up his file, and he had a wife and daughter at home. I released the hounds after that. The friend that helped me investigate online made several group chats on multiple platforms with all of his family, immediate and extended, and friends. She released all the screenshots as well as a rant about how shameful it was. As they started blocking her, she added more people. I found his sister's phone number. She sent her messages on there too. Everyone he knows, including his wife, knows he's unfaithful and trying to take advantage of women. 30 minutes after the online bombardment started, I got a rude message from him about how I should be smart enough to know he was joking and he doesn't need to sell himself. I didn't reply. Next step, online immigration reporting form with all the information we found. Work info, employer name and address, his home address, full name, date of birth, photos, screenshots admitting to working. Usually these reports take months to be reviewed, if at all, but I gave the file number to my law enforcement friend. 2 days later, law enforcement officers visited his home. They found him with a phone number that was issued to a local resident. All of his roommates also had numbers issued to the same person, a direct link to the employer. He received a caution for trying to scam me, a no contact order, and a flag on his immigration file that, based on his country of origin, will likely mean he can never return, as well as a strict warning not to work without authorization. His roommates also received warnings. His employer received a visit next. They found significant proof that they'd been employing him illegally as well as multiple other people. Their investigation is still ongoing, but so far they are likely to receive tens of thousands of dollars in fines or possible jail time. The guy isn't getting deported because the government would have to pay for it, and proceedings take longer than his remaining visa time, but he's now upgraded from a flagged file to a multi-year ban on re-entry to my country. If he bothers me again though, he will be deported as well. Hope he enjoys going back to his angry wife and ridicule from everyone he knows. See ya, never again. Edit. The comments on my appearance are a tongue-in-cheek way of describing how he may have viewed me and speak more to his failure to select the correct victim profile. It's not that deep, and I really don't care about my appearance very much. Relax a bit, peeps. So this dude not only learned that cheating is wrong, but it's also expensive. He got the whole hood caught up. Businesses, roommates, family, friends, everybody. And if his wife is that angry, he might be making a stop at another country first to hide out for a while. On to story 2. Story 2 is also from ProRevenge, titled, Make My Coworkers Cry and I Will Help Karma Turn Your Life Upside Down. Backstory: I worked at this hotel for over 2 years and was one of 2 people left that went through the training when our hotel changed hotel franchises. During this training, we were told about certain rules the company had. Cast: manager, front desk manager. He was only there for 4 to 6 months at this point. Me: I'm a nice guy unless you're a jerk or entitled person. A few others I will mention as we go through. One afternoon, I was scheduled to work second shift 3 to 11. I walked in and both morning front desk coworkers looked like they had been massively crying as their makeup was smeared. My manager, looking quite ticked, I asked, "What's wrong?" "We have a major jerk as a guest. This guy is the highest level on the rewards for the hotel chain. He is very demanding and wants free upgrades, free this or that, and screams anytime he has an interaction with the staff. This guy has made every department call me complaining about him. Now this guy just came to the front desk and screamed at these 2 coworkers until they were crying. These 2 ladies were fresh high school graduates and were very sweet and innocent people. They loved helping people and didn't deserve this treatment." As he is explaining this, I look up the guy's room details. Once my manager finishes explaining everything this guy had done, I see this guy's info. I had a smile from ear to ear. I reply, "Didn't you see he's an employee of a different hotel?" "Yes, but so what?" I replied, "First off, when you travel as an employee, you are required to behave and be respectful. It is in the fine print of the discount form." I grabbed his form and showed it to the manager. Failure to be respectful can lead to having your employee discount suspended or permanently revoked, and can even get you terminated. You need to call this guy's hotel and ask for the GM, then explain to him who you are and what this guy is doing. I look up the hotel phone number and called the hotel, then handed the manager the phone. Manager, after his call ends with the GM, he has an evil and satisfying smile on his face. His GM is steaming mad after I described all the stuff this guy has done. Main switchboard phone rings. I answered, "Hello, thank you for calling hotel name. How may I direct your call?" "I want to speak to entitled jerk's room, please." "Absolutely, sir. Have a nice day." Transferred the call and looked at my manager and saying in a sarcastic tone, "Somebody wanted to talk to entitled jerk. Gee, I wonder who that could be." Manager continues after he stopped laughing. "The GM gave me his personal cell phone number and said if I have any more issues at all, to call him immediately. I'm leaving the phone number next to the switchboard if you need to call him." I told manager, "Your revenge is done. Now for my revenge. Manager wide-eyed, "Oh crap, what are you gonna do?" Me smiling a very evil smile, "You'll see." I pick up the phone to make a call. "Hello, Hotel Rewards customer service. Yes, I would like to report someone using a reward account while using an employee discount on his stay." "He can't do that." "I know. I'm calling to report him." I gave her the guest reservation number and rewards member number. I continued, "I bet anything if you dig in this guy's history, you'll find all of his stays are probably an employee discount. I'm starting a ticket to have this guy's account investigated. Thank you." Then hung up the phone. The manager watched as I then removed his rewards number from his stay. The manager had a huge grin on his face. "That was awesome!" Oh, I'm not quite finished with him yet. It is time to go spread the news to all the departments that he is no longer a rewards member. I made a new key for his room without concierge access. I walked around to every department. As I explained why I was stopping by, everyone had the same reaction as soon as I mentioned the guy's name. "Oh God, now what about this a-hole?" I finished explaining how he was no longer a rewards member, and if he gives anyone any issues, to call the front desk immediately, and his GM probably already tore him a new one just a minute ago. Everyone was so happy at this news. I finally went to the concierge room, used the guest's new key to void his current key. Then I walked into the room and explained the information to the evening concierge. She cringed at the mention of his name. After explaining she wouldn't have to deal with him again, and asked her to leave the morning person a note about the guy not being allowed in the concierge room anymore. She was very happy. While I was gone, evidently the manager explained what we did to the 2 a.m. front desk ladies. The minute I got back to the desk, both my front desk coworkers came up to me and gave me a hug and thanked me so many times. Manager to me after the other coworkers went home. "Do me a huge favor, please." I replied, "Sure, what's up? If I ever tick you off, please come tell me so I can fix the issue." Later that night, entitled jerk comes to the desk hat in hand, politely saying his key doesn't work. I replied, "Oh, so sorry about that. Let me make you a new key and the best fake smile I can muster." Aftermath. Next day, I check his reward account and it is now suspended. Check back next week. Sorry, account number not found. Add hotel staff to the list of people you should never mess with. Right up there with people fixing your food. You don't know what they're gonna do, and if they do something, you probably don't want to know what that is. On to story 3. We're finishing up this episode with petty revenge, and people of a certain age who hate telemarketers will love this one. Story 3 is titled, "I just spammed my year-long spam caller." I recently scam called my scam callers and it got them to stop. They were calling me 10 to 15 times a day, each time spoofing a US-based location, and had the exact same voicemail, which caused me to need to delete my entire voicemail inbox 3 times weekly for at least a year. Extremely frustrating. So many calls during work meetings, important moments with friends, etc. Every single time, the same voicemail message. "This is Jennifer from the senior underwriting team calling about your loan." I found a Reddit post about this specific scam, and in one comment, a guy claimed to have scam called them back and it got them to stop. So I decided, what the heck, let me see if it works. I called, put myself on mute, and hung up after 5 to 10 seconds of them talking. I did this exactly 266 times in 35 minutes, each time to the same number. I cycled through 20 to 30 employees with accents from Australia to India to Mid-Atlantic, at least 3 different company names they claimed to be from, and many, many scripts. Sometimes they'd start one script, then mess up and start on another. Other times they'd just say, hello? The best was when they changed mid-script what company they were claiming to be from. Sometimes they'd say, hello, Mr. Boop. After about 150 calls, I started getting intermittently hung up on immediately after they answered the call. I knew I was getting to them. Finally, at call 260, I reached the final flippin' boss. In a deep mob-type voice, I hear, and I kid you not, Mr. Boop, you gotta stop with these spam calls. I mean, seriously, you gotta find something better to do with your time. This happened Thursday, and I'm still riding the high. Edit. Oh yeah, and they have not called me back. This episode was fun. To sit back and watch people who got what they deserve after trying to mess with the wrong people, it was awesome. So what did we learn? Being a cheater is expensive. Being a jerk can cost you your privileges and your job. And sometimes it's gotta feel super nice to get back at scammers. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Storytime with Sean. You can tell I had fun with trying the different voices. Forgive me if my mob boss was not good. The only thing I know about the mob is The Sopranos. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. We will be doing this again as usual. On your screen now, you should be seeing some other videos that I have that YouTube thinks you might like. I believe you like them all. So if you want to take a little time and watch all the videos, I'd be happy with the watch time, and I like hanging out with you anyway. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe, and wait until you see what I have ready for you next time. As usual, have a great day, and we will see you next time at Storytime with Sean. See you soon.